Alright, you guys, how's it going? Uh, I felt like telling a story, so I figured a real juicy one that I got is from the first time that I ever went to court as a juvenile. So I'm going to try to tell this the best I can. I'm going to put in as much detail as possible, just a straight shot, and I might have to break it up into like 2 or 3 parts, but trust me, it'll be worth it. And I don't want to make like a 3 hour long video because I know how that is. So, anyways, without further ado, let me get into it. So, one day I was 15 years old, and um, I had already gotten kicked out of school, and I was in a rehab program that was like a outpatient. So I had to spend like 30 hours a week there. Like I would get off of school and I would go there and I'd be there till nighttime, like, which was pretty much the only beneficial part of being in that program was just being somewhere else, because there'd be plenty of times where I'd get a call where someone would say, "Oh man, we just got arrested," and like I already know that if I was not where I was, I would have been right there getting arrested too. So that was probably the best part of it. So, anyways, this one day after school, I met up with some friends. I was going to Redondo, but I still had all my friends from West High, so it's right up the street. So we would go meet up, and we would meet up at this place called Delamo Liquor. It's not there anymore. It was right there on Anza and Torrance Boulevard, or Anza and Delamo Boulevard. And somehow, like, we used to go there, like they were notorious for selling like alcohol and tobacco to like minors. And I'm 15 at the time, but me and my friends, like, we just didn't even care. Back in the day, like, we'd go up to people that weren't even smoking, and we'd just go up to them and be like, "Hey, you got an extra cigarette?" Like, and there was times where like I never smoked menthols, and I would ask someone for a cigarette, and they'd be like, "Yeah, yeah," and they were hesitant, and I'd be like, "Oh, thank you, thank you," and they'd pull out a pack of like Newports, and I'd be like, "Never mind." And it's like I didn't realize how much of a dick I was being, but I figured it out eventually. So, anyways, um, so that day I'm meeting up with them, and it's after school, and we're gonna go by that smoke shop. And I had already convinced the guy. Excuse me. I convinced the guy somehow that I got my license suspended when I was 15, so he thought I was 18. So he would sell me, like, I never tried to buy alcohol, but he would sell me like cigarettes and like blunt wraps and stuff, which was totally fine because we used to get finessed by people trying to like fish for him. Like, I could make that a whole another video of just ways we got played by other people. Um, but once I got the like in on it, then you know I there were people that were older than me that weren't 18 that like they would give me their money, and like I would have to buy it for them, which was kind of trippy, but it was kind of funny. And they would always break me off something. So right there, unfortunately though, there's like it's just a really bad place for police activity. And I know people in Torrance know what's up with Torrance Police Department, and even some people not from Torrance. I've heard from many different people in the South Bay that they're pretty notorious for the way that they conduct themselves. And I can speak firsthand on that from experience and from what I've seen. Like, that's very true. Like, they don't even know if they grew up in it. Like, man, it was bad. So, yeah, we're my first day. The cops, like, we're at that spot, and I kid you not, my friend Chris Park comes by me, and I have a pack of cigarettes in my pocket, yes, but I was eating a pack of Starbursts that I got inside of the smoke shop, and he asked me for one, so I give it to him. And of course, a cop drives by, and it's a cop that's like the city cop, school cop of Torrance, named Officer Fujimoto, who's notorious. And he immediately does a U-turn and flips inside. I take the cigarettes out of my pocket and I flip them underneath the dumpster. And um, the crazy thing about this too, I'm gonna backpedal for a second, is before we left, I did not have a lighter, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, I took my homie's lighter when we were at my other homie's house before we left for the smoke shop. So I had a lighter on me that wasn't even mine. So I got the cigarettes off of me. They came and they started searching everyone, and I had the lighter on me. And then they end up finding the cigarettes. And by then I was just like, all right, like, I'll take the charge, you know. And I took the charge. They wrote me a ticket, and I actually had to go to rehab like within the hour of that happening. And I can even remember when I got there, the lesson of that day was about paraphernalia, and they were saying how a ticket for even a lighter as a minor can be like $444. So I was like, damn. So that was how I got my first ticket, and it gave me a date to come in for my court date and everything. So until then, I pretty much just had to wait. So I'm gonna split this up into part two. So hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, I got you on part two right now.